Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Speletons. We're
Alright.
going over Derek's D&D stories that he already went over. Now we're going to quickly sum up everything that happened. Derek is a dragonborn monk, and Derek killed a bunch of frog elves that killed the king. Alright, there you go. There's 2 episodes worth of things summed up in 2 sentences. It's almost like I've done this before. Alright.
So, yeah. To be fair, last time we did this, I didn't get all the way through the stories. I was about like 5, 7, 8 lines down this whole sheet of paper.
We're about
Actually,
at the same point now.
It's a little more than a whole sheet.
Although I've moved much faster through the game at this point, so that's nice.
That's fair. So, so let's see. Yeah. So we just like finished killing the frog elves. We're like talking. Stoli and I like kind of like be like, hey, we know each other. Then what was it? So we were like, all right, hey, there's like an exit to go to. So we're like, all right, let's like go. Oh, it's also dark. The other two in the party have the light vision. I don't, so like I can't really see much. Stoli pulls out a match though and like a cigar and lights the cigar. We also all told him like, hey, you're gonna die from smoking. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. And then I was like, fair point. Got any more cigars? And he was like, I got a cigarette. And I was like, all right, I guess that's fine. I'll take it. So
Right.
Guess my character smokes every day.
Smoke weed every day.
So we go forward and turns out there's a maze. So we have to choose between going left or right. We choose to go right. When we go right, we encounter some rats. A horde of rats.
Oh yeah.
So we go to fight the horde of rats. When we roll for initiative, I get a 1. So I'm going last.
Right. Isn't that the second time it happened?
Nope, that was the first time.
Okay.
The first fight I went like 4th, 3rd or 4th, out of like 6 or 7. I don't know. So like we're fighting the rats. People are like slashing at the rats. Or like Zeke at one point casts the fire spell on them. I can use my breath attack once a day, and I can only use it once between short or long breaths. So I wasn't able to use breath again.
Okay.
So my first move, my first thought went immediately when he was like, "There's rats." I was like, "I'm getting a rat, buddy." My first idea is like, I want to try picking up a rat, and he's like, "All right, roll sleight of hand," and I roll a net 1, and he's like, "You fall on your face." Also, like rats bite you.
Right.
So I was like,
Yeah.
"Sure." Guess I'm. And he's
It's a really funny picture of just an old man falling on his face.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
And then he's like, all right, and because you're on the ground, like, you'll have to use your next action to stand back up. And I was like, whatever. All right, I was like, that's fine. I can work with this. So it gets, like, everyone else, like, taking shots at the rats. When Stully gets his turn, which he's an NPC, he's just, the DM rolls for him and decides what he's doing.
Yeah.
So when he takes his turn, he takes a stab at the rats, and he doesn't miss. The rats catch the sword. The rats like get smart enough to where he says the rats like are learning to fight you guys, and like the rat like catches the sword. And so when he said that, my thought is, these are intelligent rats. I know what I'm doing next. So it gets to my turn, and I'm like, I want to attempt to persuade the rats. And he's like, yeah, okay. Roll for persuasion. I roll like a 16 or whatever with my modifier, which is +5. So it's 20.
Yeah.
So I get the persuasion. He's like, all right, what do you want to say to the rats? And I'm like, hey, rats. I think I know you guys. I think we've met before. I think we
met before.
Yeah, like I don't know if you remember me or not, but we've met before. And then also, I remember how it became what I said, but somewhere along the way I said something like, also we like you guys, I appreciate if you guys could like leave us alone. We don't like mean any harm. Also we taste bad, and so one of the rats like comes up because like I'm still laying on the ground, by the way, when I say this. I didn't use the time
Yeah,
to stand up.
that's right.
So the rat like comes over and just like takes a bite of me and goes, "Pah." And then like the rats like all just like look at it or like just kind of like back
That
up
was
and
really good, actually.
uniformly leave. What?
That was a really good sound effect of a rat tasting you. Well, of someone tasting you and being disgusted. It reminds me of that Quiplash game, Earwax. You know, the one with the audio.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like something that could have been in there. So, congrats.
Cool. I'll have
I
to
feel like that'll make
put
you
on my
happy.
resume that I can make bless sounds.
Earwax 2, Electric Boogaloo. Who's ready? It's like it's my group of friends like favorite game. That's audio Earwax. Oh yeah, go on. Continue your D&D story with rats. I just now imagine Knuckles saying rats. Rats.
Rats. So sadly, I didn't get to get a rat buddy, but that's okay because we've now established that there are intelligent rats in this world. We further established that in a bit. So the rats leave or whatever, and we're like, cool. And so we go back the way we came, and then like we continue to go a little bit further in the maze, and then we're like, hey, why don't we like take a short rest? Can we take a short rest? Sure, you can take a short rest. Cool, we take a short rest. And like while we're because like I guess when you take a short rest, like you get all your health, like spells back and shit. I don't know about spells, but you at least get your health back, and like it gave me my breath back. So
okay.
While we're resting, we're like, I think Zinker's like, can we like converse since like we haven't really gotten to know each other? He's like, sure, go ahead. And I'm like, all right. Then Serafina like turns to me, sort of. We're doing this over internet, so like can't actually see each other. But Serafina, like to me, says like, so nobody. What was that whole deal with like the rats there? Like, what do you mean like you like might know them? And I was like, all right, here comes improv.
Here comes improv.
So back in the day during the war, the enemies used to they started at one point training rats to they started training intelligent rats, and what they do is they send the rats to our barracks, and like they would infiltrate our barracks through like the piping because they can fit in there because they're rats. So like you'd be sleeping and you get attacked by rats. So what we started developing as a countermeasure to deal with them is we actually, because they're intelligent rats, we actually started to converse with them and persuade them to stop attacking us, or like we'd barter with them, or sometimes we even convince them to join our side and use them against them. I don't know, but like I've persuaded many rats in my day. I don't know if those are rats I'd met back during the war, or if they're just rats or remnants from like the intelligent rats, or maybe they're descendants of the intelligent rats. I don't know, but there might be a chance.
Rats.
Well, there might be a chance that I knew him, and she's like, interesting. And I talked with Jake after we were done with the session, and it's now canon that there are potentially intelligent rats, and that might come in handy later.
That might come in handy later. Like you're not even sure if it will.
It might. Well, it depends on if we encounter more rats. But if we do, I'm gonna talk to him.
Nice, fantastic, Derek.
So then,
all right,
after we're talking about the rats, then
why'd you go? Did you roommate go to sleep? Fucking shake him and wake him up.
Nah. Anyway, so
okay.
After we were done talking about the
quieter.
After we were done talking about the rats, then I turned to the bar, or I back to Serafina. I say, so you play the kazoo, right? And she's like, yeah, I play the kazoo. And I was like, oh man, I love the kazoo. I don't think I said that before. Serafina plays the kazoo. We talked about this we mentioned this briefly at the party, but I never really got to get into it. She was like, I think at the party I asked, like, so you're a bard, like what instrument do you play? And she was like, I play the kazoo. And I was like,
that's right. I got a kazoo friend.
I collect kazoos. Like I got like,
and for some reason this bard that plays the kazoo doesn't have a kazoo already, apparently.
Yeah, she doesn't have a kazoo on her. I didn't know neither of us knew ahead of time when we made our characters that she didn't know, or I didn't know she was going to play the kazoo, and she didn't know I collect kazoos. It's complete chance, which is why I was like, when she said that, I was like so excited. Apparently, like when she told Jake what her character was, Jake, because like he knew that I had the kazoo collection, he got like super excited, and he was like so happy just to hear that.
That's funny.
So that works out. And then like, so as we're talking, I'm like, you play a kazoo? And I'm like, yeah, I collect kazoos actually. And she was like, oh yeah, I got like this kazoo.
Okay. Attempt 2 of fighting this rat baron mini boss. This is exactly where we left off last time.
I think at some point, I don't think she got it from me. Maybe it was like when we blacked out at some point, but she had one of my kazoos.
She had one of your kazoos.
I don't know how it. I assume this is when my computer blue screen. That like they just assume like I gave her a kazoo or whatever, because like we were talking about the kazoos and then I blue screen, and then I woke up and we were in the room. And by that I mean my computer got back up and we were in the room. She was like, oh yeah, here's your kazoo back or whatever, and I was like, thanks. And she like asked a little bit about the kazoo. She asked like, so where'd you like get the kazoo? And I was like, where did I get this kazoo? And like start going to kazoo story. And I was like, this particular kazoo was actually given to me by a friend way back during the war. He actually was this particular kazoo was actually given to me by some of the rats I befriended during the war. They actually crafted this kazoo out of, and then like as I was talking, Ziki interrupted me. He was like, all right, I think that's enough of the rest. Can we like get going? And I was like, all right, well, that's fine. I'll don't worry, guys. I'll finish the kazoo story later.
I'll finish the kazoo story later. Everyone's like super excited about it too.
Yeah, I think they both groaned when I said that. So we like keep going through the maze, like turning left, turning right, whatever. We get to a point where there's a ledge, and at the top of the ledge, it's like a 14-foot ledge, and at the top there's like a skeleton arm hanging over the edge, and I figured, this is probably a trap. So what I do is I take one of the gold pieces and attempt to throw it at the arm, and I succeed, and I hit the arm, and the arm falls, and I think some rocks fell with it, and then like a potion of minor healing fell with it as well. So I go over and I retrieve the gold and the potion, so now I have a potion of minor healing, which is nice. Still have it.
Nice.
So then we keep going through. We reach the end of the maze, I guess. We reach a room in the maze. And in the room is filled with garbage.
Woo!
And at the other end of the room, there's a ladder with light coming from it. And in the room, also, there's a giant mound of garbage, and at the top of the garbage is a throne, and on that throne is a hobgoblin who says something along the lines of like, hey, I'm the garbage king, and you guys are stepping on my garbage, and I'm angry about it.
I'm angry about it.
He's like, I'm a kill you now. He pulls out his weapon called Boom Boom. Boom Boom it's basically a double barrel gun. It shoots steel balls, and it does like a ton of damage. When we start the fight, like Stolly runs up and like we roll for initiative. I get a 1, so going last again.
Okay.
Stolly runs up, Stolly I think like goes first, so runs up to like go. Or no, I think the goblin goes first. The hobgoblin goes first. He takes like a shot at Stolly and misses, I think. Stolly like runs up and goes to like attack him or whatever. Misses, of course. Runs up to like the garbage mound. Somewhere along the way, or somewhere like I think during the first turn.
Wait, where are we? Like in the story?
You mean like how?
What are you talking about? Yes.
Oh, the garbage king.
Oh, okay. Next time on Speletons, we'll talk about the Garbage King. Alright, bye-bye.